All right. Hello again, adventures, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns set in my weird, messed up D&D campaign setting, and the people below me have just killed their first beholder. Congratulations! Like, that's a big deal.
When one part of the party thinks they're running away and the other party like, no, let's fight it.
Hey, I stayed behind to protect the small
I
people while they
understand.
run.
And I shot from far away.
Sharpshooter!
And the only reason that landed was because
Hit
there was
several times.
no lawn furniture around.
And now we did.
I had nothing else to hit.
And now we did basically nothing because Jody got lucky and hit her weak saving throw.
She was scared.
Well, I wouldn't say she did nothing. She cleared out massive swaths of ruins.
True,
Yes.
true.
Yeah, which means I cleared out massive areas where other people could have hid.
So,
Small detail, small detail.
yeah. Announcements. I don't have it up yet, but I have recorded it. Finster's Monster-matic Cookbook, which may be the last SS20 book I do a review on for a while because I'm broke. But I got the PDF for it on Tuesday, I think it was. And so my in-depth review should be going live. I'm going to try and upload it after the game tonight. The short of it is I'm a Power Rangers fan, and it has made me very
Since
happy. I know, weird, right? But it has made me very, very happy. It is a very, very nice book, and the artwork is incredible, and it's everybody go watch it. YouTube.com/TraderJody. It'll be super cool and awesome.
I also invite people to check out the lore on that stuff. Finster's background lore. Oh my god, that's disturbing.
Oh yeah, it gets even better if, like in the Boom comic book continuity, specifically in the Shattered Grid, Lord Drakon takes Finster after he overthrows Rita. He kills Finster and then use parts from Alpha 5 to rebuild him.
Yikes.
And Finster helps him to design
Ay.
his Ranger sentries and stuff like that. So I think he's called Finster 5 in that. And it's...
Ay.
Oh man, I've actually got a hardcover of the entire Shattered Grid comic run. My brother got it for Christmas free one year. And it is incredible. It's such an intense storyline, and it's got some of the coolest. Oh man, it's got some of the coolest original characters like the Ranger Slayer and I can't remember what it's called now. Her Zord, the Grave Zord. Just cool stuff. Power Rangers is cool, guys. As much as they will try and convince you it's for it's for babies. It is very cool. And I haven't watched Cosmic Fury yet, and I need to, because it's the last Power Rangers that uses Takatsu footage or Sentai footage. It's a Theod. And also King Oger, which is the current Sentai going on right now, is freaking badass. I would have loved it. I don't think it ever would have been translated. I think it would have been one of the seasons that they overlooked because the theme is insects. Like all of the Rangers have an insect as their Zord, and so we just don't do insects real well over here. But
Yeah, I mean, we've been getting better at it because Kamen Rider's been coming into becoming more receptive.
yeah, I guess we did have in Beast Morphers, we had Oh, is it the silver beast morpher was a stag beetle, and the gold, I want to say, was like a Hercules beetle or something like that, or one of those. So we had those.
Beetleborgs.
Yeah, Beetleborgs.
Big
Beetleborgs did
bad
better than VR
Beetleborg.
Troopers, barely, but that's another series I'd like to see come back, the Metal Heroes series, because that hasn't been a thing in Japan since the 90s. Tokatsu stuff is super, super cool, guys.
Uh-huh.
Also, something that I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who, it might have been one of you guys, in the U.S., Power Rangers theme songs for a while were done by Ron Wasserman, and then we just get random people to make these theme songs. In Japan, Sentai theme songs are done by pop stars,
Yep.
and they sing them at concerts.
Yep.
Like the ABBA Ranger, I can't remember the artist that did it, but
Masaki.
yeah,
God.
but the ABBA
God.
Ranger theme song, like they sing it at concerts. And yeah, as soon as the audience hears "Abba," and like they go nuts. Like it's Sentai's such a cultural phenomenon over there.
Yeah, the singer's part of Jam Project, and you know how big that is over there.
So, yeah, Power Rangers is cool, guys. Get into Power Rangers, and the Essence 20 system is awesome. Though I have to admit, with the recent books they've come out with, it has gotten much more complicated than I like. Overall, I'm still a fan of the Essence 20 system. We have one of my let's see. There, we have one of my Rangers from my my miniseries last year here. Imp played. Were you the Blue Ranger? Yeah, I think the Blue Badger Ranger.
Blue Badger, yeah. Yeah, thanks for that.
Badgers are awesome. Badgers are the state animal of Wisconsin, and they're amazing.
Ooh.
Woo? Woo?
You
Badgers
got
are
your
cool.
I'm a frog moment.
Yeah, I said it distinctly in chat. You black frogged me?
Badgers are awesome, guys. Like, you know that whole honey badger don't care? Well, regular badgers are as cool, if not cooler, than honey badgers. So, also, Bucky the Badger is awesome. We had this kid in high school in our jazz band that I learned improvisational jazz with him because I spent a semester where the last period of the day, we would do nothing but just play jazz and improvise and stuff like that. It was really great. But he would try to put the On Wisconsin, the beginning of On Wisconsin, which is our state song, in every solo he did.
Oh, Masaki and
And so, like, we'd be sitting there and you see him, because he played trombone. And he would just put On Wisconsin randomly into all of his solos. It was weird. High school and jazz. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. Not next week, but the week after, early access for the what's it called? The Deck of Many Things. I think it's called the Book of Many Things. The Deck of Many Things book happens. So I will be super thrilled about that, and will be being very annoying. It'll probably be the first in-depth review I've done of a D&D book in like a year and a half, but I'm definitely doing a review of it. Probably wait until I get the physical so I can have my new Deck of Many Things. So, yeah. Other than that,
There's a Monsters Compendium also going to be out.
Oh, is there another monster book coming out? I thought
I was just looking at the order purchases, so because I knew about the mortuary they just announced that you can purchase now.
There's a mortuary? I
Yeah,
missed
there's
that.
Adventure Atlas, the Mortuary.
This is another supplement that I
It's
didn't
a
realize.
planescape. It's a little mini planescape, and there's also the Monsters
Oh,
Compendium Volume 4 Eldraine Creatures.
yeah, I got the Monsters Compendium because my goal is to own every single one of the 5th edition books.
Yeah, same for me on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I've got almost all of them. I'm just waiting. Like I said, I think the D&D or the Deck of Many Things one is the last one they're publishing for 5th edition. So once I have that, I'll have the whole set, and then I can decide whether or not I want to try the do one D&D 5.5 stuff when it comes out. So all right, so you guys want to play some D&D? Okay. So it is time for us to return to Traversing the Veil. There's a lot of beholders.
Yeah.
Just kidding. The party has finished. The party has finished exploring the strange Undervale city.
This is us finished
found,
exploring. Ah!
at the center of which was a massive beholder dragon.
That I could not touch.
After conversing with it for a little while and discovering that, at least according to this creature, it was a deity in and of itself, some explosions happened, and a figure from Svenguik's past appeared and seemed to swear fealty to this creature. And after the roof to its prison being blown open, it ascended to the world above the Veil and apparently wreaked havoc. The party decided to flee as hundreds of beholders were released along with this Kuka creature. And as they snuck their way through the Sissus city below, Smegwick's familiar, Spitwick, made the ultimate sacrifice to protect his allies and friends. Unfortunately, they eventually came to see a beholder and decided to fight it and defeat it. After defeating the beholder, they eventually made their way back up to the stairs that originally took them down. And when they returned to the surface, they saw the island that they left when they descended was not the island that they returned to. The mushroom forest was mostly a crater, and the city that had been their temporary home while exploring the island was smoking and damaged. And that is where we return. So,
Well,
Become the
fuck me.
world.
Watch out!
so
You forgot
The
about the
world-
part where we were running away going, not us, not us.
No, I distinctly remember Arai going, "We did that." No, we didn't.
Huh?
So, you guys have succeeded in ending the world. Congratulations.
Yes.
Not too many D&D parties
Yes.
can
The
claim
end.
that.
We
So,
win.
Yes.
How
Look
much-
at that.
how much experience do we get?
Win.
How about just-
Upgrades.
I mean, technically, we just destroyed, like, all of civilization. I mean, even if they're just, like, if most of civilization was level 1 creatures, that's gotta be a decent amount of experience, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, we are professional world killer guys.
You
Go
guys,
to another one.
luckily for
Next.
you, you still have 3 other elemental planes and the Feywild that you can end
We can
before
conquer.
you even have to start
No.
thinking about the prime
No, no,
material
no.
plane.
we
Exactly.
go.
We've got so many different options.
There
We're
is a
so
there is a
lucky.
dreadlord out there going, no, no, fuck off, no, no.
If you guys
Are
have,
you guys? Are you guys telling the truth? Did we really just fuck over this plane?
no. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
Yes,
you know,
we
a
didn't.
large,
We
We
didn't.
didn't do anything.
a large
We're gonna
evil
get blamed
creature
for it.
has now been released, which was previous
Into the
dormant. So the world is going to be different. But as far as you guys know, the only damage that's happened thus far is the island that you guys are on, which was always going to be a
Under
temporary
anyway.
thing, anyways, because that's how fading owls work.
Shit.
Seems to have been damaged. So
But this beholder dragon can fly, is nowhere within sight, so he's definitely gone off to other places.
I got some places he can kill.
And again, one of the reasons why the Temper's sovereignty is the Temper's sovereignty is it's remarkably powerful. So even if this creature is, world ending, it has an entire fleet of airships that you guys actually haven't dealt with the most powerful aspects of the sovereignty fleet, because in addition to just airships that float on the Veil, they have full-on flying fortress style airships.
Like helicarriers.
Yeah, like they have really powerful
Actual
ships
flying.
that you guys haven't dealt with, because again, it's an entire military for a country that is currently at war with the other elemental planes. So, as far as has the world ended? No, there's just an existential threat that exists, which is kind of on par for a D&D campaign. So,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if we think to like campaign 1 of Critical Role,
Yeah.
they started off with a vampire trying to take over the world and bring back Vecna, and then unleashed the Chroma Conclave, which decimated half the world, and then just came back to deal with a giant mountain-sized elemental that was going to destroy the seat of religion
Yeah.
for the entire world.
And
So
Vecna. No big deal.
yeah, this is par for the course for a D&D
Okay,
campaign.
so
Yeah.
so basically, Crexney, this place is fucked. We need you to figure out Spelljammer.
Deal.
So,
Where do I-
when we left you guys the last time, you guys had just ascended back out of the city, and you could see, with the fact that this part of the island is at the lowest point, the rest of the island is effectively elevated, almost like mountains. And you guys could see, again, from where you were, you could see the mushroom forest was mostly destroyed, and you could see smoke rising from where the FOB was. The choice that you guys have is, if you want to go the land route to get back to the city, again, that's a few days journey minimum. It's closer to a week by land. Or if you get on your ship, it'll be a little over a day, maybe to 2 days to sail up the coast, because your upgrades were damaged on the way down.
Oops.
A little bit.
Only partially, yeah.
So, what would
But
you
we're
guys
not leaving
like?
our ship behind.
Yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Go feed Thomas. He's probably hungry.
Let him run around a little bit.
Is the cook.
Yeah.
Who's cooking for him?
Himself.
But he doesn't have his special treats.
What
Smegwick
kind
is
of
just
eggs
look-
are you?
Smegwick is just looking at you guys, and he's just like,
You
he's
okay?
he's just pulling feathers.
You're gonna go bald.
Come on now.
Yeah, as a reminder, Smegwick got partially chickified.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The wild magic.
Yep.
I knew I gave you a gift when I cast Featherfall. I knew I was literally rolling the dice.
And that's kind of how D&D works, but sure.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Really have to roll
Always
dice.
rolling the dice.
So, what do you guys want to do?
I guess we're going back to our ship because I ain't leaving it.
Okay.
Not a week away.
So, you guys are able to traverse the ruins much faster than it took, because it took you guys about an hour to get to the stairs that you went down last time you were here, and it takes you barely 20 minutes to get back to kind of the cliff where you left your ship. And climbing down a cliff, significantly easier than climbing up.
My God.
Yes, Smegwick.
If we are indeed... Well, first off, what I was intending to do, I was going to test magic, like a few small cantrips and stuff, to see if magic is working normally up here, or if we are
magic seems to be working fine now.
Okay, then due diligence, and I want to get the hell out of here really quickly, and we need to assess stuff really quickly. Fair is fair, because it takes 5 creatures, and Ogun does count as a creature.
Yeah.
So I would like, as a reaction, I could do it to you guys, and then I would just hop off myself, and I could use 2 Featherfalls.
Alright.
Okay.
If we can get down to the ship that way.
Yeah, you definitely can do that.
Okay.
So, instead of having to use climbing gear and stuff like that, Smegwick just goes, okay, guys, just be careful.
Stay still.
So I
And-
take you guys out first, and act like I'm going to go with you, and I go,
And so you guys
Yay.
all kind of float down slowly onto your ship.
Yay!
Thomas is sitting there saying, oh, they're coming, and watches all of you jump up and goes, oh,
Bring
no!
food.
Oh, wait.
yeah, it's not a concentration, so I just go 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, and then I jump.
So you guys all make it back to your ship. As you all land, Thomas comes up and kind of just smacks you with his chef's hat that he now magically has, going, what the bloody hell were you doing?
Do I
Jumping
look
off
like...
a bloody
He does it. He does... Do I look like I'm in the mood for you to do that to me?
And he kind of looks at you and goes, actually, you look like you should be deep fried.
Just electric sparking from his hands from talking around.
I'm gonna go back below deck, maybe clean up the kitchen a bit.
Oh, wait. Arise starts to search into his pocket.
I swear to gods. I swear to the gods.
No.
Oh, I don't have it. Shoot. Sorry, Thomas. I'm out of treats.
I got a rock.
Thomas just looks at you both as like,
I had honey water for you. It was a good treat.
again, I'm a trained chef. Like,
All
I
right,
can
kinda
make
like-
We
my
keep
Ruffles his hair
trying
and
to
walks
tell him.
Ruffles his hair and walks away.
I'm going back down before you destroy the last semblance of self-worth that I have. And he goes back.
In our defense, you shouldn't have joined the food service industry if that was a problem for you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Ooh, that hurt.
You have
That
everyone in the food
hurts.
service industry has nothing but my respect. I want you to understand that.
Having worked in food service, that hurts. It's true.
Yeah.
Because people don't give them their due.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Is like, you know what? Just because it's true doesn't mean it's not hurtful.
Yeah.
I am informed that a common place is to go into the freezer to have a cry.
Oh man.
I
The
have
walk-in.
seen that on Hell's Kitchen.
The walk-in, or you take out the trash.
Yep.
No one
Take it
wants-
out the trash.
No one
Yep.
wants to go and see the trash can. So you
Having
can-
having a cry next to the trash can as you're smelling rotten food
the
is
epitome of being a server.
yeah, like it's just I can smell it now and
Hand-
feel the
hand in
tears.
Yep, hand in hand. Just or bag in hand.
Of course, to be perfectly honest, there are other things that have happened in walk-ins in businesses that I worked in that are not okay in any way, shape, or form. But
I had a girlfriend who worked at Long John Silver's, and I'm not about to repeat the story she told me.
I'll tell them
Okay.
offline because I don't want any of the things I know happened recorded and broadcast to the internet. But
Oh.
I
Good call.
yeah, some of this stuff, like seriously, anyone that upsets or like insults food service industry people, you are taking your lives into your hands. Like I mean, it is such
There's a
a
reason
dumb
why
idea.
the movie. There's a reason why the movie Waiting is so. There's a lot of people just like. Yeah, that's why
You
you.
just-
That's the reason why you don't fuck with people who handle your food.
Don't do it. They already have a
Yeah.
hard job, and hi, Elias.
Hi, Elias.
Also, you guys should see. Twitter has, or not Twitter. Twitch has added a new feature called Stories, and Elias probably has the greatest story that I have ever seen in any kind of story-based format. So you should definitely check it out. I think they're only on mobile because I couldn't find it
Darn it.
on his Twitch page, but his story is, I mean, it gripped me. It took me to highs and then brought me to lows that I'd never experienced before.
Is that because his face was actually showing real emotions?
There's no face. His story is a green, is just green with the word hello on it. It's amazing.
Oh.
That does sound pretty epic, actually.
It's very Elias.
Hold on, I need to go to a restaurant and steal their walk-in for a bit
Yeah.
while watching this movie.
So, yeah, back to, you guys are on the ship. Do you want to try and get back to do you guys want to try and get back to the FOB? Do you guys want to go somewhere else? What do you thought? By the way, if anyone doesn't know what FOB is Forward Operating Base.
Oh.
For those who are not militarily inclined.
Okay.
We should-
Thank you, Jody.
We should probably go back there at least to see if anyone needs help. You know, getting
Uh,
ships, getting back to. What the fuck is the name of that place where we came from to get to this island?
Cyclocali Station?
So Kelly say, okay. It's been so long, I don't even know where that is on my notes.
Yeah.
Fair.
We haven't had the whole map of the sovereignty up in a while.
Yeah.
If you guys
Staring
want,
at these mushrooms.
if you guys want, like this is the actual
Oh.
Tempest sovereignty, and you got, or no, Cyclocali is in the north. You guys went to Vox's Landing,
Box's Landing.
Landing.
That's what I thought. Okay.
and
that's
you
right.
guys are somewhere around like here-ish, somewhere in this area. So, going back to this. So, where do you guys want to go?
I'm thinking maybe we go to the base to see if there's anyone else needs help.
Okay.
Hopefully
back
they
there.
don't accuse us of whatever
Again,
just transpired.
If anyone there is still remaining who has a brain cell between the rest of them, they would surely understand why would we do that.
Yeah, that's very true.
And we can reconnect with Declan and find
Ah,
out
you're right.
what he learned
If you
while we were
survive.
gone. If
Yeah,
he's-
hope.
he
Yeah,
seems
he.
pretty hardy.
Yeah, he's not gonna let something like this get him down.
So, it takes you guys the better part of a day and a half to get back, pushing your ship as far as you are comfortable, but pushing it with the fact that your propulsion system is partially damaged.
Well, I thought it was working, but the turbo wasn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, your propulsion
One and the
system is sails. Like you,
Oh.
you know, you use the wind, but the boost effectively is partially damaged, and you guys will need a dry dock in order to actually
Yeah,
fully
for
repaired.
now we're just gonna have to do like Wind Waker speedrun stress. Of the zero, off the zero, of the zero, off the zero.
So it takes you guys the better part of a day and a half.
And I
Was
have
there
once again resummoned Spitwit.
was there anything else? You guys can take a long rest.
Yay!
Yay.
And was there anything in particular you guys wanted to do on the during the day journey, back to the forward operating base?
Yeah, when I take a long rest, does this shit go away?
Yeah, for the most part. Though probably for the next week, you will wake up and randomly find feathers in awkward places.
Oh,
Thomas has some
I'm sure you're still
oil you
hearing
can-
you're still occasionally hearing. Ah!
Every so often, instead of snoring, you'll just hear.
Oh, wait, it's still smelling.
Spitwit will be going around like, yes, you owe your lives to me. Yes, you are now forever in my servants.
every so often, you guys will just get a random mental picture of you bowing down and worshiping Spitwick.
Ah,
Occasionally, you know how cats will give you that headbutt.
yes.
You get like a headbutt, and it's like, essentially the mental image of give me tithing, headbutt, tithing, headbutt, tithing.
Finger
Yep.
pats, but I imagine Arai's using a
Yeah.
little bit too much strength, and so every time he like taps him, he like dips and goes back up.
Yeah, given that I would give them the teensiest of head scratches.
So, was there anything specific you guys wanted to do in your day off, effectively?
If it's not too much, I do have. If it takes a day or whatever, or two, I don't know if it takes 1 to 2 days. I know Evan's not here. I believe he would be okay with this, but I want to be too presumptive.
Mm-hmm.
If he could do a sending spell to someone, but Smegwick will pitch this to somebody.
Okay.
If we're doing it, but if you don't want to do it, it's a moot point. We can hold
No,
on.
that's fine. Again, because you get a long rest in there, it's not going to technically cost any of his spell slots because he'll have all of his spell slots back. So, who were you wanting to send?
And I was going to pitch this to the party first. Is like we need people on our side. Declan is definitely one.
Uh-huh.
I think we need someone on the inside. One who has worked with us, and two, possibly even if depending on how they handle it. Arai and Crexney, I know you don't know this guy, but Owie and Reggie and I know of someone in the Tempest Sovereignty, with the Marines. His name, he'll do a minor illusion. You know a guy named Arthur.
Oh.
We did a run. This is one of our first gigs we did when Owie actually first signed on.
Yeah.
He was a law dog.
Yes, one of Talon's guards.
And if we send him a message, if he's smart, he'll know how to make inquiries and keep his head down low.
Mm.
If he doesn't believe us, well, it just means we've wasted a spell slot and that's it.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's worth a shot and seeing maybe if we can get someone on our side.
Mm.
And possibly working from the inside, maybe.
Yeah, it's always worth a shot.
I understand, technically how we work and us reaching out to someone like this. I want to run this by everybody, see what they thought, or if they had different thought.
I don't really know this guy, but I would say it's worth a try. Can't hurt. Well, that I know of.
Arthur seemed like a stand-up gentleman. I think it might be in our best interest to contact
For a second, I
him.
spun around. I was like, "Who the fuck is?" Oh, you're playing Reggie.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I was like.
I say,
Spot
Thomas,
on.
you changed.
Thomas.
We're fine, fine,
So
sir.
confused.
I think we have a consensus then. Shall I perform the sending?
Okay. I got it written down, so I got the words figured out. So I
Okay.
did a word count.
While we're waiting,
So it's two words to say. Oh, I'm sorry. I did have it
No,
figured out. I just
go
wanted to catch. So I just say, Arthur, Almirage Escapade crew. Island with ruins. Had Beholder Dragon. Named Corey Alstrax. From beneath the veil. Broke out. On the loose. Careful. Soul Watch crew involved.
Okay, so he sends that off, and you see him just kind of concentrating on the spell, and you see some strange expressions. And he goes, "Well, I
Is he on
think I heard
board?
this right. The exact response that I received was, 'Fuck, it's never easy with you lot, and I'll take care of it.'"
Okay.
I think he got our message. And as far as
Okay.
I can tell, it seems that he was unaware that there is an eldritch horror simply flying around.
Well, we kind of like that's also kind of advanced warning, but if he keeps his head down, because anyone who's ever heard stories about Soul Watch, if he is making inquiries, he'll be smart enough to keep his head down.
I guess we'll find out the next time we hear from him.
Or if we hear from him.
So, Crexton, you had something you wanted to
Yeah,
do?
something I want to work on.
Sure.
I want to see if I can make something for Arai for his javelins to come back, not stay. Like if he shoots them, they can come back to him. Yeah.
So returning weapons are a thing, but
Oh,
they're
okay.
pretty kind of rare magic items to style things.
Okay.
As far as a mechanical thing that you could do, you could start designing kind of like a chain style thing that it could attach to a javelin, so Arai could effectively kind of pull it back.
Kind of like a
javelin
hook
hook
shot.
shot.
A hook shot.
Yeah, hook shot.
The issue with that is attaching
Okay.
something to the javelin would probably
Weaken it or
hard to
lower
throw.
the range a bit.
Okay.
Like right now, javelins are short range is 20 feet, long range is 60. I would say if you were successfully able to create a chained javelin kind of thing, it would
Okay.
probably lower it to 15-30 for
Long-
short range 15,
That's
long range
pretty.
30. So
it's
only
30,
losing
30,
about
120.
5 feet on its short range. Oh, what is it?
It's 3120.
3120. Oh, well, in that case, it would go down to 25-60 then. I didn't realize javelins.
2560.
I was like, hey, never mind, I'll
I
make
cut
one.
it in half. Dang.
That's what it did before. If it was 2060 and it went down to 1530, it.
And yeah, it's half the range, so no. That doesn't work.
Oh,
I'll
I
keep
see.
thinking about it.
So yeah, 130 for a thrown weapon.
That's
is
also a lot of
insane.
chain.
120.
That's
Or
what I was
120,
gonna
I
think
mean.
too, because it has to be
Yeah.
chain. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's gonna be heavy too. So yeah.
Chain,
no.
rope, coil.
It's okay.
Let's
Strong
cut that one off.
boy. Strong boy.
There
Strong
is,
boy.
like I said, I believe there's an infusion I think you can learn that turns a weapon into a returning weapon. But you would have to get to a level where you can learn a new infusion. But you could definitely go that route, and would probably be significantly easier.
Well,
Given to understand, you can make a jar that makes mayo.
Oh no.
Yep.
no, thank you. I'll pass.
But then we never have
I'll
to
pass
worry
on.
about food again. We just eat mayo for the rest of our lives. Mayo's actually really handy because if you don't have oil or you
Well,
need to grease
technically.
something
Let's say,
or you want your hair to be shiny.
Why am I not surprised you know this?
Quiet, stranger.
This is another party.
mayonnaise is quite literally just oil and salt.
Oil.
And eggs.
And
And
eggs.
And eggs.
Yeah.
Emulsion.
Emotion.
Yep. So, it is a very handy thing to keep around. There's so many different ways you can use mayonnaise.
I believe it. You can put them on plant leaves too.
You can.
So just so you
Anyway.
know, the next time you learn new infusions is going to be at 10th level, which I think is the next level you guys get
I
to.
think we're at
7th
9,
Yeah.
right?
We're at
Right.
9.
Yeah.
But wait,
Well-
we just beat a beholder.
And we destroyed the world.
And we destroyed a world.
We may deal with that in a little bit here.
No. Okay. Well,
So,
We will also make sure to, because Thomas is part of the crew, we will fill him in on what happened, so he's also aware. And I would also hope we would go over our ship very thoroughly, because I do not want these Soul Watch crew assholes on our ship.
oh yeah, go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Okay.
investigation.
D&D Beyond, we've taken a break. I'm
18,
going to give you a
19,
chance.
I got 21.
21, cool.
18 plus 3.
By the way, Venus, we spoke in messages
Oh,
about
yes. Yes. I do.
changing up your infusions. If you
Yeah.
want, just for right now, I can just switch over the radiant to your repeating shot, and then after
Yeah.
we're done with the game tonight, I'll talk to you how it works.
Okay.
Should I roll investigation too?
If you would like to, anyone that wants to is more
If you would
than
like to
welcome.
search, accompany me.
21.
21.
14.
Okay.
Hidey holes, the special pocket spaces in the ship, everything.
All of it.
Cupboards.
All right, so it was 21 for the Krexney. Smegik,
Yes.
what did you get?
21 for
21
me
as well. And then Aoi,
Copycat.
14.
14. Cool.
And
And
I
then
got popcorn.
I was about to say, Arai, do you want
Went
to,
and
or are you just
he
going to
found
watch
Thomas.
them? Yeah.
With popcorn.
You're watching him like run all over the place, just eating popcorn. Like, yeah.
Goes back. I did my part.
Yeah.
Are you
I
guys
smiled, that's
alive?
all.
Every
Yeah,
now and
then that's
again,
my job done.
while,
Exactly.
every now and again while Aoi searches, she sees, ooh, popcorn. And,
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Okay. So I
Um,
got 14 as well.
Smegwick
So
occasionally
21,
he
21, 14, and 14. Hey now.
Hey.
his impulse. He sees the popcorn. He
Hey, ya,
he was about to go
hey,
down
ya,
like that.
All right, so searching around the ship. The first thing you guys notice is Thomas has kept the ship not the greatest. The kitchen
I was going to
itself
say he had a
is
party.
in-
How dare him.
Yeah. You guys are finding like beer bottles that he's kind of hid
Dang
behind
it,
couch
Thomas.
cushions, trying to not let you guys know. And the kitchen itself is relatively clean, but the rest of the ship could definitely do with a pretty decent cleaning and things like that.
Well, he's only one guy.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's had plenty of time. Come now, Thomas.
Mm.
He has not left the ship.
So
He's a chef, not a maid.
looking around.
Wow, just shitting on food service left and right in this episode. Wow.
Good
So,
point.
look,
Guess we
I
need a new
said,
person
yeah,
on
the
ship.
kitchen looks great, because that's what like a good chef keeps his kitchen clean.
we
Wait.
so do what that means is we need another person on the ship.
We do.
Oh,
we
come
do.
on.
I know. You know what? We have this wonderful janitor.
Oh no.
I know.
Got another
Oh no.
Jody.
Jody, how do you create really incredible, believable NPCs? Well, see, the thing is, I
We
don't.
Yeah.
What happens is my players randomly latch onto an accent that I didn't fully develop, and then I have to
Well, we're
come up
stuck.
with a reason that this character actually exists, aside from a speech pattern.
Hey.
Because the funny is, we kind of we make you name the puppy. You're like, hey, what's that guy's name? Then you have to come up with a name.
Thomas.
Thomas.
So,
Thomas, you're coming with us.
as you guys go through the
Steve number 6. Sorry.
as you guys go through all of this, other than this ship being a little bit messy, there's really not anything you didn't expect to be there. You checked the couple of extra dimensional spaces that were added in as upgrades.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem like anything's there. You don't see any sort of sabotage or booby traps or anything like that. So you think there's a good chance that either they were unaware of where your ship was or they didn't care.
Okay.
Phew.
So
Got one thing going for us.
unless anyone else has something they wanted to do on your day off.
I'll try to sketch like all the things we've come across recently, like the beholder dragon, the
Okay.
actual beholders, the insect dinosaurs.
So Aoi starts drawing her new webcomic. As you guys are getting close to the FOB, the first thing that you notice is the docks themselves are, for the most part, decimated. There seems to be a kind of makeshift dock, which is effectively just because the way that
Detritus put back together.
well, the way that the old dock worked was it kind of floated on the Vale and it was connected to the FOB. And that's what kind of kept it in place, was it was all kind of connected, and it was actually designed to kind of rise and fall as the island got taller. The connections to the FOB are completely gone. They have kind of jury-rigged a few of the fragments of the docks themselves together to create basically two places where you can dock, which when you guys get there, both have a single ship in them. And as they see you coming, one of the ships kind of goes off to kind of float free in the Vale to make some room for you to dock. And then to get up to the forward operating base, they've basically created kind of a pulley system and a small elevator that can fit maybe 6 people on it, that seems to kind of rise up to get up to the forward operating base. As you guys get to the docks, you see some of the kind of devastation that's happened. A few of the dock workers seem... first of all, these are not dock workers that you expected. They had a whole crew that manned the docks. None of these people look like they're used to working a dock. They are, a couple of them are members of the expedition teams that went out. A couple of them you don't even recognize. And you've noticed some of them, like one of them is missing like part of his arm. Another one, you can see like the shoulder looks really off-color and everything, and you realize that part of their shoulder and upper arm is stone. And as you're greeted, you see a young half-elf kind of comes up and goes, "Oh, we weren't expecting anyone else to show up." And then he kind of recognizes the ship. "Oh, aye. Well, I guess we should be happy that you've returned. While you've been gone, quite a few things have happened.
Yeah, we saw.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. We need all the help that we can get right now. If you go over to the lift, they'll tell you what needs to be done. We're abandoning the base. Well, the few of us left are abandoning the base. Taking what bits of value still exist. We
We came by to see if anyone needed help leaving.
Well, we most definitely need that. Like I said,
Who's in charge now?
uh,
Is the wizard guy still in charge, or?
oh no, he didn't survive.
Fuck.
Nothing of him survived, actually. Giant creature came by and disintegrated half the base. He was trying to fight the creature. The creature took a bit
Oh,
of exception to
fuck.
that. Wiped him off the face of existence. There's can't remember his name. There's Dragonborn. Seems to be trying to keep everyone together.
Minor illusion.
Well, that might have been what he did look like. Doesn't look like
Oh,
that
fuck.
any longer. But it bears a striking resemblance. Anyway, I've got other things to deal with, so lucky for you, we have a discount on docking fees today. It's free because I can't be asked to try and collect docking fees.
I was like,
At least you still have a sense of humor about this.
Aye, that's the good part of this. And he kind of wanders off. You guys can see, compared to kind of the bustle that you would expect from a dock of a place that's effectively trying to abandon this base, the docks themselves, for lack of a better term, kind of look dead. There are a few people moving boxes and things like that, but they're kind of slowly shuffling. They look disheveled. They look dispirited.
I'm guessing they're holding out for people to return that may have left base and they're coming back.
You don't know. You'd have to go up and talk to
Start
someone to
asking.
find out. So what do you all
all
want
right.
to do?
Go see who's in charge now.
So,
I guess we'll see
yeah.
Declan.
Find
Yeah.
Declan.
Yeah.
So you guys head over to the lift, and a turtle is standing there. Kind of turns to you and goes,
Turtle Druid?
yeah, he turns to you guys, and you
Oh,
can
hey.
see what looks like large burn marks going down most of his arms and half of his thing.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
He turns, he's like, well, seems we have the falsely accused have returned. And he noticed you guys, he goes, oh, don't worry about that. Chicks dig scars.
We're just glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay is a bit of a state of mind, to be honest. I'm assuming you'd like to ascend.
Yes, please.
See if we can help.
Well, everyone get on there. And he sees Ogar and he's like, I might ask maybe for your large metal friend to take the next lift up. There's only so much weight we can put on for a single journey.
Sorry, Olga.
Can he go back to the ship with
The
Thomas?
ship's right there. We
Yeah,
haven't
he
left the
can-
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put him back with Thomas.
Okay. Wonderful. All right, everyone get up, and you watch as he starts casting a spell.
Reggie, what is with you? Your following is really weird. Like,
He's just running into a wall repeatedly. You see him start casting a spell, and those of you that are a little bit more magically inclined would recognize. I can't remember what the spell's called.
Levitate?
No, it's the one where they make a vine that can just kind of whip people around.
Thorn Whip?
It's not Thorn Whip. It's like a second level druid spell. But anyway, that I can't remember what it's called anymore. But you see him watch, and you watch as these two vines kind of reach down and grip either side of this lift and just kind of yank it up. And it's a little bit jarring with just how fast it happens. But you guys are brought up the cliff, and you can see the kind of devastation that has happened. The entire northern side of the entire northern side of the base is just a massive crater. And then other places you can see fire damage. You can see there's some statues that are littered in various places.
You mean grasping
those are-
vine, Jetty?
Grasping Vine. I bet you that's what it's called.
I think,
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's a 4th level spell.
4th level. Okay.
They're spike growth.
No, this was Grasping Vine was the spell I was thinking
Okay.
of. It was just a higher level than I thought originally.
I'm gonna.
He's a
guess
powerful
that
druid. He can cast 4th level spells.
I'm gonna guess those aren't statues.
Oh no. Anyone have greater restoration?
And as you guys are seeing things, you can, or as you guys are looking around, you see a dragonborn kind of directing things. He looks over, and as he turns, you can see that his entire left arm is just gone.
Oh fuck!
And so he looks over and he immediately goes, "Owie!" And he runs over and he kind of embraces you in kind of half a hug. "Oh, it is so good to see that you are unharmed. We thought the worst when that monstrosity appeared in the skies."
I don't. Yeah, this is almost like a One Piece moment now.
Oh, and Declan realizes, yes, it's good to see the rest of you as well. I think we can all assume that your goal of stopping whatever those saboteurs were attempting to do seemed to have failed. I would at least hope this was not your goal.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
Yeah, that beholder dragon thinks it's a god or something?
He's powerful enough that he thinks he's a god, and the way he works, he's not completely unwarranted in his beliefs.
well, whatever his beliefs are at this particular point are somewhat moot. He came through, destroyed most. I mean, this quite literally happened in less than a few minutes. We barely got to look at him as he completely demolished the city. We don't know if it was intentional what he did, but he took out the entire leadership of the base in one very terrifying blast of disintegration magic. He kind of looks down at where his arm used to be. Took some of me with him, unfortunately, but I'm built of tougher stuff. It will take far more than a single missing limb to defeat Declan the Paladin.
I'm given to believe artificers are making amazing prosthetics now.
Possibly. We'll
don't
see
know.
how that works. Who really needs a shield arm anymore, either? Best defense is a good offense and everything like that. Or rather, Eldritch Knight. I keep forgetting the characters that I've built. Well, if you haven't been informed already, we're doing our best to leave the base as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we've heard.
Unfortunately, I don't know if you have noticed this, but it seems that the island is again beginning to sink. Our best guesses is within a day or two here, it will be beneath the veil again.
Oh,
Our
God.
hopes were that we could get someone here to restore our friends that have been petrified, but unfortunately the clerics and other high-level healers seem to have been destroyed with the rest, and we
Well,
have
I
no
mean-
one with the ability to cure petrification left.
If we get the means, we'll gladly help carry the current status of those people and on our ship, and maybe they can get aid someone down the line if that's an option.
Well, we've discussed that. Unfortunately, due to how the petrification ray worked, they are a part of the ground currently, and with all the other things, we just haven't had the time to try effectively mining them out of the earth. Now that we have a few extra hands, we might be able to save a few of them.
Okay.
So, yes, if we could very much use your help. It has been quite intense dealing with the few things that we do have to move. Priorities right now are food and other things like that, so that the few remaining ships can make it to the nearest station. We're not sure if Vox's Landing is quite going to be close enough for some of these ships. They are very badly damaged, so we're doing our best to get as many supplies, fresh water, things like that, before the city is completely submerged. And then the few records of what has happened here have been sequestered on the remains of my ship to ensure that we can get them back to the Sovereignty, hopefully provide them with as much intel as possible.
I don't know if he stated his name, but that giant asshole's name is Corey Alstrax.
Lovely. It's always nice to put a name to your nightmares.
Well, someone, and maybe us too, may have to be doing some research.
Perhaps. Well, I have evacuation to coordinate. If you would like any kind of points over, that is that group over there is doing their best to find to search through for any other supplies. Any points over there? That group is doing its best to just organize and coordinate the lift and getting things put onto ships. So wherever you would like to help out, we would, of course, appreciate it.
Those, if we can also, again, if we can help the people get, anyone who's intact enough and needing them getting out of the earth will.
If you'd like to attempt to do that, obviously the statues abound. Feel free to attempt it.
Between that and I can cast a floating disc and definitely help carry them off.
And he kind of brings you, he motions for you guys to come in closer. The tragedy is still very present in everyone's minds. And we've all kind of been able to put off dealing with it by focusing on our work.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend, whatever you do, make it at least look like you are putting a lot of effort into it. Because there are few around here that, if they see anyone not pulling their weight, they may get upset.
No one's looking to sending zone it in.
God. Well, I have work to do. I will discuss with you as soon as at the evening meal tonight. We can talk again.
Okay.
All right? And you see him kind of wander off.
You guys want to stay together as a group, or do you want to, you guys try to get some up and other people try to get
Yeah,
food and water?
I think it's best if we spread out and let everyone do what they can individually to help.
I was talking more like break them into like 2 groups. That way,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
not
that
necessarily
makes
all
sense.
individual, just in case.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
You guys want to do that, or do you want to stay all together and try to get these people out of the ground?
Well, I was definitely wanting to go get the people out of the ground for
Yeah,
myself.
I don't disagree with that, but I also
yeah.
think that helping with like food puts
No, I
a
get
better
it.
image
Yeah, Yeah, 2 groups would probably be better.
Yeah, and I'm not good at survival, so
Yeah, neither am I.
All right, so who wants to go where then?
Ah,
I don't mind looking for food. I don't think I'm probably the strongest person. Ogon's not with us, so for pulling these people off the ground and getting them up.
Drew, but you got tools.
Yeah.
Okay, then I can help with that.
Okay. So you're gonna
If
go
Arai
off
wants to go with,
and help.
search for food.
Okay, so Arai and Crexty, you guys are gonna help kind of search the ruins for food and supplies then?
I think Smegwood was saying me stay helping him with the people for the tools I have.
Okay.
And Aoi and I'll go.
Right?
Okay.
Right, Smegwood?
That's what I was suggesting.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
so Smegwick and Crexty, you guys are going to deal with statues. Arai and Aoi are going to help with moving
Food.
and searching for this stuff. Cool. So let's start with Aoi and Arai.
Okay.
As you guys kind of wander over, you can see a younger Arakakra, probably in their kind of mid-20s, kind of directing things. And as they see you kind of come over, they kind of just give you a puzzled look and go, "Oh, well, hello, is there something I can help you with?"
No, we're here to help you.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
you
need
watch her
help.
expression completely change. Oh, that's lovely. My
Direct
name.
us to where happens.
Well, what I've been doing recently is I'll fly up. I can fly.
Yeah.
You don't need a command.
Yeah.
I don't need a command for that.
Yeah,
That's a reference to Realms of the Wild. So she turns. She goes, "Well, I've been flying through the air to kind of get an aerial view of where things are, and then I just kind of send people to dig through the rubble. If you all don't mind waiting for a few moments, I'll do another kind of survey and see where best to send to."
Okay.
Of course.
All right, and you watch her just boom, and she kind of ascends, and you see her go really high and just kind of circle for a little bit. Comes down. Well, how brave are the two of you?
Very.
Of course.
So, one of the areas we've been avoiding due to, well, lack of a better term, the trauma that everyone has gone through, after they created that massive crater, a few of the buildings collapsed and fell down into it, one of them being a storehouse. If you wouldn't mind, now you must be very careful because this disintegration was so complete that parts of this crater go all the way to the Vale. So it is a rather dangerous climb, but we think if we could get someone down there who could secure a rope or something, we might be able to get most of the supplies out of there.
Okay.
Would you be
Climbing
willing
gear.
to do that?
I am very good at climbing.
Wonderful. And I will send you with this fellow. And you see something that's kind of rare in the Tempest Sovereignty. You see a Goliath show up. And he sends there's like, "Hi."
Hello.
And he's around like 7'6". So slightly on the shorter side for a Goliath.
But he's a
like,
Goliath.
"So, I guess you're gonna go climbing?
That's the plan.
Alright. I've got rope here to make sure you don't fall into the Vale. Because that wouldn't be very nice, would it?
No,
No,
that
it
would
wouldn't.
probably be bad. That would probably hurt a lot.
Okay. And he just kind of wanders over in that direction. And as you guys get to the kind of crater, you can see a place that you are relatively familiar with. Your prison is down there, and it's mostly intact. It's on its side. But the kind of storage shed that you guys were in before, it seems to be mostly intact down there. He goes,
Where's our
Oh.
janitor?
I was about to say.
that's
That's a
where,
long way.
that's the building that we think probably has a lot of good things in it. So, if you could go down there and see what kind of good things are in there, then I'll pull them all back up, because I'm really good at pulling things.
Our shed was where the good food was kept. We had to order sandwiches.
Well, see, after you guys left, like, they transformed it into a prison, and then when they no longer needed a prison,
They
they
put the food.
decided they could just use it as a temporary storage facility. And I mean,
sense.
technically, it is very temporary, and
Yeah.
now it's even more temporary because it's
It's gone.
yeah. So he takes the rope out. Do you want me to lower you down?
Yes.
Okay. And he kind of, without really asking, he just kind of goes and starts wrapping the rope around your waist and ties a really nice knot.
Oh, so that's what it feels like.
He goes, okay, are you ready?
Arai takes the rope in his hands and
Okay.
Are we ever gonna have a
Do-
session we don't
do
have a
I
Shibari
jump?
reference?
And he starts basically lowering it down so you can rappel your way down. And what's your athletics modifier?
8.
8. Yeah. So you don't need to roll. So as he kind of pushes you down, you eventually get to the kind of ruins of your former cell, and as you get there, you suddenly hear movement from inside.
Is my pike lighting up?
No, it's not.
Okay, Arai's going to try to navigate near that area, just trying to stay as quiet as he can.
Okay, why don't you make me a stealth check?
Okay. Oh, I actually have +1 in that. Oh, I got a 19 +1. I got a 20.
Cool.
Yay.
So as you're kind of going through the rubble and everything, you eventually are able to very sneakily get over without making any disturbances or anything. And you can see there's a pile of rubble that every so often you'll see this kind of hello?
Arai's gonna go, hi! And like try and lift off the piece that he's moving that's obviously being kicked.
Sure, go ahead and make me an athletics check.
+8.
+8, yep.
+8.
21.
21, yeah. So you discover, like, there's a lot of rubble here, and so as you're kind of pulling it off, you hear, finally! And you see your janitor friend. As he turns to you, he's like, oh, well, that was unpleasant.
Arai picks him up and hugs him.
And he's like,
Hello
oh,
again.
well, this
And then
feels
puts him down.
nice. Hello. That was, wow, this accent's just going all across Europe right now.
It's great.
Hello, I am
Yeah,
from
it's
the
great.
France.
All of the accents.
I
You're
got
just
them
channeling your
both-
inner Lex.
I got the best place for you to be safe for the rest of your life. Come with me.
I had an accent for this guy, and it's just not translating to my lips.
Okay,
he
it's
goes,
great.
hello. I wasn't expecting anyone to come
Rescue you?
find me and things
Oh.
like that. So
Well-
it's very good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Or I was like petting his hair at this point because it's kind of sticking up, and
Oh, thank you. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't quite worrying about my grooming right now.
We found the janitor.
Well, you're not there. You are dealing with
Yeah,
I
statues right
know,
now.
but I'm just telling
Oh.
him so that he knows.
So
you're muted, Josh.
You have to use the meta pigeon. Found the janitor.
So, exactly what are we doing? I wasn't expecting anyone to come for me. I was cleaning this place and I just put some new boxes in there and then the whole thing came down and then he kind of looks around. Oh, looks like the whole base has just gone a bit tits up, hasn't it?
It pretty much has, and don't look in that area over there because you'll go straight down into the veil. So what was the boxes
And
that
so
you were
he
bringing?
immediately turned around and he goes, ooh,
Oh.
well, that looks like a bit of a trip, doesn't it? Ooh,
Hello.
that's not very good.
So what was in the boxes?
That's a good question. I don't right know. They didn't tell me. Yeah, let's go look for ourselves. And he goes over and you see him just come to a box that seems to be mostly intact. And he's like, and he kind of opens it up. And inside is a collection of kind of glowing crystals. He's like, ooh, that's rather fascinating, isn't it? Do you know what they do?
No, but I think it's more important that we find food right now. So, do you know if...
Food?
Yeah. I was told there's potentially food stored down here.
Ooh, it's been a while since I've had something to eat. I've been sitting under these logs for a better part of a day and a half.
I believe it. So let's find some food.
Aye, that sounds like a great thing.
Yeah, you
Let's
seem like
look
you need some food.
around.
Let me feed you.
And so
No.
I get the strangest feeling that something's happening that I have no control over.
Isn't that just life, though?
So go ahead and make me investigation checks, please.
Okay.
Make me an
Oh, no.
investigation check.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
And your die runs away.
And persuasion to convince him to get on the ship.
No, I won't need that. I'll just pick him up.
I'll just pick him up.
Consent's only needed in romance.
Once they get on the ship, they can't go nowhere, so.
Exactly. They're stuck forever.
Forced servitude is not nearly as bad as it sounds.
17.
17. All right, so it takes you probably about 10, 15 minutes to go, but eventually you find an entire box of effectively field rations. So
Worries.
not particularly tasty, but preserved and
Iron rations.
yeah, effectively iron rations. So a lot of non-perishable good for the food. Oh, that looks like it could be rather useful for what you're describing, doesn't it?
It does. It's perfect.
Having been looking around for a wee bit, you don't happen to have a plan as to how we're going to get back up, do you? Because I don't think I'm going to quite be able to make that climb. Not
Oh,
with an
that's all
entire
right.
box of food on my back.
No, that's all right. We've got a Goliath to pull us up, so.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
It is.
He goes over and he kind of pushes the box over. He goes, well, since the purpose of you coming down here was to get the food, perhaps we should have him pull that up first.
No, let's get you up first.
Oh, you don't need to worry about me. As long as the ground doesn't move anymore, I think I'll be safe long enough for us to get the food up. And it seems to be a wee bit more important that we get food up so people can live. Unless you want to eat me, which I would prefer that you don't. I don't think that'd be very tasty.
It depends on how you marinate. But
Oh,
You know, of all the things that you've said to me, I think that was the most unsettling.
well, I mean, that's true of anything if you get it in a good marinade.
Cut back to
Again,
Smegwick.
what's
Smegwick.
really helping the
And correct me.
situation?
Cut back to Smegwick and Crexy. He's talking like, so how many? So you want to take a bet about how many problematic things are saying right now?
You know what?
I don't have the money
I
to
don't.
cover that.
Closest without going over.
87.
So while that's going on with you two, Smegwick and Crexney.
So,
Go ahead.
go ahead. So the people that we're looking at, is it just the actual people petrified, or is there ground around them that we can also see that's petrified? Because I'm kind of nervous that if we touch it, it might crumble.
So, looking around, it looks like there are swaths of people that are petrified, and they are effectively made of the same stone that the ground is in those points. And you can effectively see where this beam just kind of ripped through and created these just lines of stone.
So in their instances, the petrification was so powerful, it literally just
It got
blasted
ground
them
trees.
and fused them.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't sink in.
No, they're just
Okay.
because again they're made.
Yeah.
They're effectively made of the same stone as the ground. Any point of contact with the ground is now one complete piece.
Okay.
So that's why I'm kind of trying to determine. I want to try to test if I do a right tool for the job and do something that can help break this stone so that you can get them out. I'm just nervous that if I do it to a person and that stone's kind of softer or different than, and they
Well, why
break.
don't-
I just don't want to break
Why
nobody.
don't you make me, let's say, I'll let you use perception or
Arcana.
investigation, whichever
But-
you think works better.
All right. Well, perception is something I guess I'm stronger in. So 19.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
l-
15
l-
and
l-
4.
looking it over, the stone itself does not seem particularly fragile or anything. Like, I mean, these look like pretty solid stone statues. If it wasn't for the fact that you knew that they used to be living flesh, they look remarkably well carved. Like, the features are
Okay.
very impressive because they used to be flesh.
Sure.
But you don't think, unless you do something really, really wrong, you don't think they're going to accidentally crumble or anything like that.
Okay.
Obviously, it's still stone; it can still break if you hit it wrong. But so, what do you two want to do?
I
Yeah.
can assist you if I assist you with like freeing them, either with any kind of spell work. I could do try to do like a controlled, erring on the side of caution, but doing like controlled acid splashes.
Well, I was gonna do something like create a kind of like jackhammer type of tool, kind of break them out of the ground, at least circles around them, so that we can get them up. But it's just a matter of getting them up without necessarily breaking them or dropping them.
And we
I-
also
You
get
want to do that?
sure.
Do you want to do that?
I would say making something as complex as a jackhammer would be beyond your right tool for the job, but you could definitely create
So
a pickaxe or
even if
or
it's a
something
pickaxe,
similar
yeah, or a
that's
pickaxe,
designed
you're right.
to kind of open the ground. Why don't
gas powered
Yeah.
pickaxe?
gas powered stick?
Yes,
Um,
powered stick.
So yeah, or a pickaxe, yeah. Doesn't have to be a
Yes, you
jackhammer,
can
but-
you can definitely pull that off because this is going to be very kind of intense work. I'm going to have you roll me an athletics check with advantage because Smegwick is helping you.
Well, that's a 7. And that's 17.
All right, so with a 17, you guys are able to. Oh, and I guess I should you have a number of people to kind of try first.
Do we know who is the? Can we tell who each person is, or do we just not know?
Yeah,
anything
they're
about any of
because
them?
they are stone statues. They look exactly as they did
Oh, okay.
when they were alive. However, in this particular group of people, you don't really see anyone that you recognize. You have a choice of 4 people in this little area. The first one looks to be a genasi, though without their kind of element kind of bleeding through them. You're not quite sure which flavor of genasi they are. The second one is an elf that appears to have a pair of daggers, one of which has been drawn. The other one is still in a scabbard. The third one is a human that just seems perplexed. You don't see any tools or anything on them. Nothing to really identify what they were doing at the base at the time. And then the final one is a dwarf that seems to be in a pose that it looks like they're throwing something, but whatever they threw didn't get petrified with them. And they're wearing kind of heavier armor. So of those 4, which ones would you guys like to try for first?
I mean, they're all stone to us. I mean, unless
Yeah, I was
unless anyone's directing us at like, hey, this guy,
this
right.
guy can heal this guy or somebody. Other than that, then like.
But there ain't no one who's going to be restoring anybody anytime soon. So
Yeah, I guess start with the front, whatever's closest to us.
Okay. So you start with the genasi. And so as you kind of work through what seemed like a relatively simple process becomes remarkably time consuming, as the stone itself is incredibly dense. And so it takes you to dig out this first person. It takes you probably about 2.5 hours to get to the point where you can dig them out. But you do eventually get to the point where you have released them with their own little platform from their imprisonment, and are able to kind of move them out.
yeah, like that would occur to Smeg was like, hey, we don't have to completely extract them, right? What if we just cut out the base that they're attached to, and then we do that?
The base is all the ground, though. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just cutting like
you're basically just cutting gold.
piece of it.
It's just that this is really really solid stone.
Because the whole ground is.
I thought we
is
were
stone
trying.
right
I thought we were trying to extract like the feet.
Oh, I
no.
know. I'm just cutting a circle
okay.
around.
The thing that took so long is it's solid.
Tedious.
You're effectively trying to mine bedrock with a pickaxe. It's a lot of work, and you're being careful to not hit the person. So
If I'm doing that, could I assist with acid splash and like try and?
well, that's
Loosen it.
what the advantage was you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because now I got 7, and we ain't getting nobody out.
Yeah. So surprising enough, even with the fact that it's magic acid does not eat through stone anywhere near as well as it eats through things like flesh and bone. So it's helpful. It's just not massively good. Like you're not creating like hyper concentrated sulfuric acid or something like that. Over the next couple of hours, you're able to extract 1 person. While that's going on, Arai, you're able to get the food out, and you're able to bring up your friend as well. His name is escaping me at the moment.
Did we even give him a name?
I
Yeah, we
actually
got a
don't
name.
remember.
I think we did. We made him give him a name.
Yeah, of course
And
we
you
have a
no,
name. I just can't.
no. You said I am not gonna name him because that means you're gonna bring him on the ship. That's
Yeah.
what you said. So
If I
guess
don't
what?
name
time.
him, they can't adopt him. No, we'll
Name
give him a
time.
name.
I will call you Fluffy, and I will.
I will hug you and squeeze you and call you George.
Exactly.
Oh, his name's George? Okay.
George,
and
tell
Thomas.
me about the robots. By the way, I was crushed when I found out what that was referencing. I had no idea that was an Of Mice and Men reference. I
Mice and
just
Men,
heard,
yeah.
George, tell me about the robots. George, I will love him and squeeze him and
Yeah.
call him George. It's like, oh, Lenny. Gary Sinise and John Malkovich did a movie in the 90s and were
Flowers for
brilliant.
Algernon.
No, that was they were in Of Mice and Men. Gary Sinise played George, and John Malkovich played Lenny, and they were brilliant. Of course, it's because they're Gary Sinise and John Malkovich, but I've yet to see a role that they don't just completely own. So yeah, you're able to get the supplies up. You're able to get you and the nameless one.
George. His name is George.
Oh no.
I wasn't planning on naming him George, but
Too bad.
I mean,
So sad.
I was trying to
mean,
come
we-
up with a good Welsh name.
yeah,
Well, then come
I
on, you
mean,
can
come on.
Do it. I have faith in you.
Let me see.
Yeah, but
Something that's gonna stick.
Oh, I've always
Like,
loved this
he's
name.
gonna stick.
Scruffy.
Yeah, name's Scruffy. No, Rees.
Reese?
That's a good name.
Rees is a really nice Welsh
Let me
name.
write that down so that I can remember.
RHYS.
oh, like the Fire Emblem character.
Yeah, there's a lot. What's his name? The guy that played Luna's.
Reese Darby.
Yeah, Reese Darby. Is a brilliant, amazing.
He's the
actually-
gentleman from Our Flag Means Death.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking of him. I was thinking
Oh.
of.
Yeah, he's not Welsh. He's
Oh, there's his name. Yeah, Rhys Ilfens, who is Welsh. And he's absolutely brilliant. He played the Lizard in the Amazing Spider-Man, yeah, he was, what was his name? Xenophilius Lovegood, and he's done so many different things. But he's an absolutely brilliant Welsh actor. So yes,
I remember him from I'm Weary.
oh yeah, he played in
the
the Replacements.
Yeah.
Totally forgot that was him. I'm wiry. Oh, that is such a good movie too. Was it really him?
I think it was that, and he was in was it Notting Hill? He was Hugh Grant's friend. Or am I thinking of a different guy?
No, it was. Oh yeah, he played Nigel the Leg. I totally don't play that. Anyway, so back to the game. So you're able to get Reese out and everything else, and then as you guys get up, you guys feel kind of a rumble in the island as it's starting to sink more,
shit.
and you watch as the rest of that just kind of crumbles and falls into the veil. And he goes, "Ooh, that was lucky, wasn't it?"
Did you get?
Hi.
Did they get the crystals?
I'll ask you guys. Did you guys attempt to get the crystals?
How much? Well, it depends on how much food that we found and. were
You
able to
guys,
pull out.
you guys basically found like a crate and a half of those iron rations that were salvageable. You found bits and pieces of iron rations down there that had just kind of spilled. So in the time that you had more than enough time to get those. If you wanted to also get the crystals, I'm just gonna need let's call it.
You know where I grab crystals.
Shinies.
Where there was
Let's,
a whole
let's just be
box.
honest.
Glowing shinies.
Let's just call it either sleight of hand or acrobatics to see if you're kind of nimble enough to get them in the time you had.
Oh no, I meant like actually like taking them out. Like not. I wasn't suggesting they be.
No.
chicaneros.
It's just I needed a dex-based
Oh.
check, so because it's not gonna like Arai. It's not that Arai isn't strong enough to do it. It's kind of coordinating and moving it in the time that she had or he had. Sorry,
18
yeah. So you have no problem. You guys are able to get all those crystals as well.
with some in my
I
pocket.
I was about to say they got +8.
No, that's in athletics,
Oh, that's right. Okay.
not
Yeah.
acrobatics.
Just kidding.
So as you get to the top, you get up and you can see across the base. You can see Krexny and Smegwick seem to be trying very hard to dig into the ground around one of these statues. It seems to be putting a lot of effort towards that. But Reese,
Guys need some help.
yeah, Reese kind of turns to you and goes, "Well, thank you very much for that. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I
Yeah,
thought I
same.
was going to be stuck there."
No, because you would have gone down into the Vale with everything else that went down where you were.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Do you have
that
any-
might not that fun.
would have been unpleasant.
Yeah. Do you have any way to get back to where you need to go? Because we have a ship that's very safe.
Well, you know, I don't quite know, because there's been everything going on. Like, I mean, I came here as part of the expedition. I was
Yeah.
supposed
Just
to
rolling
go
his
back
eyes,
to.
you know, like we're one of the few working ships still functioning.
Well, we were supposed to go back to Voxis Landing, and that's where I was going
Yeah.
to get paid.
Perfect. That's where we're going to go next too. So,
Okay, well, if you're offering, be nice to have a trip back to Voxis.
yeah,
I'll
definitely offer.
I'll talk with the
you
rest
to get on our
of the
ship.
survivors and see how many more I can scrape up to use your ship since you're offering.
We don't got
We
that
have
much space.
limited number of seats.
We're a cargo ship.
Well, we won't take up much room, and since it seems
Small
like the
cargo
island's
ship.
going back down, we'll need every space we can get.
Well, we're already taking
It's so, and
statues.
he kind of goes and pats you on the shoulder. It's so nice of you to offer up your ship for all of us refugees. You're so polite and
Well,
giving for that, and he
no, I
walks
d-
away to go.
no. In Arai's hand, there's like a leash, and he's looking between the leash and Reese as he's walking away, or the collar.
And you see Reese just going around going, "Hey, I just found out there's another ship we can go. We can all go on to. I'm gonna start rounding people up so we can start picking bunks and things like that."
Nice work.
There are no bunks, but let's focus on the survival part of the island right now, where we're rescuing people instead of getting food and.
The island literally dipped.
And so he's wandering off and seems to be collecting more people to travel on your ship to Vox's Landing.
He's gonna be on our ship.
Okay.
He's gonna be on our ship. Do I need to jangle some keys for you?
Yes.
So, over the next few hours, between you and Aoi, the
Yep.
both of you are able to get a few more. There's a little bit of fresh produce that you guys are able to find. And you also found a box that at first just looked like a box of salt. And after you looked into it a little
Very
bit,
important.
it was a box full of meat that was cured.
Ah, nice.
As you look it over, you're not quite sure where the meat came from, but due to the fact that the only source of meat on this
Dumbass.
island.
We don't ask those questions.
Oh,
We're
no.
not that curious.
Okay, so
But they salted it. That means they were able to determine it was edible enough
Edible.
to do this.
So we're fine.
so
Side
with-
note: another good way to preserve food is in lard.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's like the
That's
other way to
good.
do it.
However, when
Honestly, that's kind of good.
when
I would be that way.
lard goes bad, it is absolutely disgusting. It is
That
one of
too,
the most
but-
revolting smells ever.
No, wet sponge.
I don't know.
Pink
I
sponge?
I worked in a
Oh.
grocery store once, and somebody brought up a bag of potatoes that when they put it on my conveyor belt, it squished.
Oh,
Oh no!
And as it was coming over, they hadn't noticed it, but I noticed the smell, and I instantly went, you, and I instantly called them. I'm like, hey, we need another bag of potatoes up here. And I go, ma'am, you don't want these. And she goes, why? I said, you'll find out in about a second here. And I get a grocery bag, and I pick it up, and it's just dripping. And as soon as I
Ugh.
picked it up, everyone could smell the rotten potatoes, and that is a revolting smell. That even after cleaning my belt, my register smelled like that for the rest of the night. It was horrible. Popper!
Never fails.
I am so focused on dogs and cats. I'll see it. It's like Kitty, Popper.
Sophie.
Hello,
Cute.
Sophie. So yeah, you guys are able to do that, and then dinner time comes around, and since there really isn't much of a kitchen left, everyone is starting to kind of hand out the iron rations, and as you guys are just about ready to start opening up your iron rations to start eating, you suddenly smell something that you weren't expecting. You smell grilled vegetables and food, and you see on the left, you see Thomas carrying just this huge kind of pot of just a bunch of grilled vegetables and other things. He goes, "Hey, so looks like you guys, wow." Thomas's accent is gone as well. I picked these accents specifically because they're accents that I can do, and then my brain just goes, "No,
Not
you
today."
can't."
It's fine.
That happens.
All right then. So it's a bloody Cockney accent. How in the bloody hell am I not able to do that? So everyone, looks like you're waiting for some food over here. And he kind of comes over, and everyone gets really excited. I didn't have much I could do, but here's we've got some. I stole some of the produce that you all found and turned it into something nice, and then we had a wee bit of meat left, and so you can all have that. Should taste pretty nice now. So and he starts kind of handing it out, and just this brief little respite from the kind of overwhelming sorrow of the day kind of lifted everyone's spirits, and you kind of bonded over this kind of minuscule feud, like even compared to what you guys are used to eating out in the field. This was kind of a minuscule meal, but it was hot and it was cooked, and it was just that little bit of
Love.
yeah, that kind of helped people through. And then Declan comes over and goes, "Well, I think we've done as much as we can for the night. We've come to the decision that due to the fact that our defensive walls have been mostly destroyed, it is not in anyone's best interest to stay up here and continue to walk through the night. A few of those large insectoid creatures have been coming closer, and I'm going to assume the cooked meal here is probably going to make us seem that slightly bit more appetizing. So, if you'd like to return to your ship, get a good night's rest. We're thinking that the island won't become dangerous, at least for another 6-ish hours after sunrise. So, if you report immediately at sunrise, we can get the last of the supplies, and we can start heading back to Voxus Landing.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, have a good night, and be sure to thank your cook for us. It was a very nice meal that we all had.
We will.
Right. And you see him kind of wander off.
Mhm.
So, anything you guys want to do
Mhm.
before you head off to bed?
I relay to Thomas what.
I'm pretty sure I'm just
What
knocked
Jack
out by
want-
this point.
Hmm.
You guys basically
Yeah.
carry a kind of curled up rabbit that was just
My
napping.
arms are like jello.
G-flap.
You guys just find a random table that they salvage, and you find Crexty just curled up underneath it. Every so often, she'll thump her back foot.
I'm gonna presume anyone that they've probably been trying to care for that they couldn't take care of before, because again, there were so many ships were destroyed. Anyone that is needing medical attention that they were unable to move at the time due to limitation of ships, those people get priority for bunks.
Okay.
Though anyone that was damaged enough that they couldn't help, again, because it took you guys a day and a half to get there, would have already been evacuated to a ship.
Okay.
Oh,
So the
okay.
only people that
Good
are
shot.
here are not healthy by any way, shape, or form, but they are mobile enough
The
that they could actually
straggler
help.
survivors, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as you all return to your ship, the one person that you were able to kind of dig out is put on your ship just because it's there and it has space. So you have a random statue, and then you have about a dozen guests on your ship that take up very place. You guys do have a bunkhouse with a few bunks, and then the excess are just sleeping in the cargo hold.
Yeah, they're gonna have to
With
sleep out.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is where we're going to end it for today. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all of these to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/TraderTrainerJody. Otherwise, again, that's all from me today, and I will see you guys in the next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.